It's that man who gets us underway. Clint Gutherson with the kick-off here into the nor'easter. He travelled a long way as well, and Talangi was on his bike to reel that in, or otherwise it was going to be a goal line dropout. Now Kenny for Yo, Cleary out the back, Talangi, quick hands, Cleary, it goes on there, across to Jenkins, and he puts it down in the corner. Not forward for the Dragons. Bellin made the tackle, and now Cleary just chipping one. Garner flying for it, comes down with it, but he's a metre short. Kenny comes across to Cleary, cut-out ball, Alamotti up against Gutherson, beats him back on the inside. Terrific vision by Nathan Cleary. Last tackle now. Flanagan goes to the air. Here is Edwards underneath it, bounces off his shoulder. Play on here, 6 more for the Dragons. Comes from Gula to Flanagan, shows a dummy, goes himself, and scores for St George Illawarra. A little rock of the baby. Last play here, comes back to Cleary. Inside ball from Smith for Talangi, back to Cleary, goes over the top. Jenkins, a step, gets harassed, gives it to McLean, who reaches out and plants it down.
No, he doesn't go out there, but he's out there.
Casey McLean's foot is into touch.
So I know what he can do. We've seen that in the past couple of years. Here's a chance. Good hands for the Panthers. It goes to Jenkins. Kicks back infield. McLean is there. What a talent he is. Cleary, not his right-hand side. Just having to watch the forwards go. And now he says, I want the ball. Gives it to Garner. He gets away from King Tongia. Back on the inside. Cleary's there. After a hat-trick here last year, he has his first today. And now Schneider. It takes over from Mitch Kenny, so we'll wait and see if Kenny plays at all in this second half. The kick off the outside of the boot, threatening a 40-20. Gutherson cleans it up at his own goal line, has to get to ground, hands it off. Corey Allen, they'll trap him. What a result for Penrith, kicking into the breeze in this second half. The 2 plays remaining in this set. Comes back to Flanagan. He goes wide. Gutherson, cut out ball. Allen flying through the air. Did he hang on to it? He thinks he did. So does the referee. The Dragons score first. As Flanagan goes to Gutherson, Sloan on the outside, down the sideline. There you go. Tyrell Sloan. Cleary now, depth on this left-hand side. First man option was Sorensen. Good tackle made by Flanagan. Quick play the ball. Papali'i, crash play. He scores. One marker. They just jumped out with the right edge. And now the kick on to Langi, flying for it. Tungor is there. He didn't get the ball down though. Saved by the Dragons. Langi there at first receiver, comes out to Cleary now. 3-on-3, McLean, such a big body for a youngster. He'll be held up there and gets to ground just in time. And they've got one more tackle. Comes back to Cleary, goes for it. Lindsay Smith, he threaded the needle there, Nathan Cleary. Yo and Cleary, and here is Garner. He puts a chip in over the top. Schneider is there. Didn't get the bounce he was looking for. Now a tip on from Flanagan. Comes out to Sewer, who grubbers. Here is Sloan. Keeps it alive. Back to Jaden Sewer. Well, playing for Schneider. He goes to Isaiah. Comes to Cleary. Out the back. Laurie, quick hands. Great hands. Goes from Isaac Tungor. Alamotti with some work to do, but he got the ball down for another try here today. Full time here. Big win for the Panthers. They've taken down the Dragons 40 points to 20.
Shane, the story of the season, injury strikes just before kickoff. What do you think of the way the team stayed and stuck at it today?
Yeah, it's probably like what's happened over the last 3 or 4 weeks. You know, we're in the first half, it was 10-6, and we were really in it with 10 minutes to go, and they scored 2 quick tries. You know, they were our defensive errors which were disappointing. And then in the second half, we fight back to, within 6 again or 8 again, and there was a 6 again on, I think it was right on the 20-minute mark of the second half. The 6 again, last tackle, and that just broke the camel's back. Then they went down and scored, and probably kicked out to a little bit more, and we just, without it, this year's, I've learned a lot this year about some individuals and, the team, and in the end, just, lack of, because of the injury toll that we've had, lack of that class in real crucial moments has probably just hurt us a little bit. We just can't get it done when we need to, and as one thing we do get out of is, I heard Wayne speak about it last night. There's, some of the players have played a lot of first grade this year that probably shouldn't have or wouldn't have if we didn't have the injuries, and they'll be better for it next year. So that's, if we're going to look for one positive, that's it in the club. But also, all the time that those young boys have got on the field, is valuable.
Cookie, you've played a lot of first grade. What do you take out of the first year you've had here at the Dragons?
To be honest, for me personally, it's been a good move. I've really enjoyed it down here, and like Shane said, there's a lot of positives. I know we haven't got a lot of the results and a few wins short of going to the finals, but a lot of these young boys down here got great attitude, and we've exposed them to a bit of footy this year, which if we can keep everyone fit and on the park and just be a bit more classy on certain parts of our shape or during games, playing the whole 80, especially at the start of the year, I think there's real positive signs here for the Dragons. So, it's hard to say, but there's a lot of positives to take out of this year, even though where we sit.
What's the one area you really want to hone in on next year? Is there one area, one position that you'd really like to see?
No injuries, no one in the rehab. It would be good. Too many in that space for us. That's hurt us, the injuries, like the two couchmans. Ryan was injured round one, Jill Egan, Hamish Stewart, and then Val been out for half the year, and Moses Sully out from a lot of time as well. That hurt us. So injuries would be one thing that I'd cross my fingers that we don't go through that. I've never had to go through this many injuries to elite. Let's be honest, we haven't got 10 Origin players. So when I do lose my classy players, it's hard. So if we can have a bit of luck in that space, will we fitter, faster and stronger again next year? I'll make sure of that, because I felt that we got to a certain level and the season come around pretty quickly, and we had to maintain what we did. But we've got Vegas next year, and as I just said to the boys there, now pre-season starts now.
Connor, you've been involved in a rebuild before. You've seen enough this year that they'll play finals next year?
That's the plan, yeah. As I think, with Cookie and obviously Gutho's had a great year for us, and then we've got a few new boys coming. There'll be a couple more to add, hopefully in the off season, and the experience the young players have gained this year, and as I said, those injured boys back, touch of class, obviously Val and Sully and those players consistently playing will give it a good shake.
You're only worried about your own backyard, but the team you just played today, can they make it a 5-peat, and if so, why?
Yeah, well, Cookie was out there.
Just on the way here, I feel like they've just... none of us are in any position to sort of judge how they're going to do it. They do it better than anyone else. They've won the last 4, but from what I see tonight, they're still the same side. The new players that have come in, they just keep doing the same thing over and over again, and then when they get their chance, like Flannel was talking about, that 6 again, they got down our end and made us pay. So they know what they're doing. That's why they rested a lot last week. That's why they took Dill off early tonight. I think they got Warriors, I think Nate said after the game. So I think most teams, or all the teams in there, will be very nervous coming up against them, and I wouldn't be writing them off for 5.
You mentioned positives to take from the season. Do you ever get caught up in the what ifs? Like a lot of the games this year were really close margins against some pretty classy teams. Like if you win a couple of those, maybe it's a different story this year. Yeah,
we probably spoke about it at the start of the year, didn't we? Like
Too much.
The 1-point losses, we had a few of those, 3 1-point losses and a couple of 2-point. And we spoke about we need to fix it, because these are going to be the games that keep us out of the 8 at the end of the year, and that's what happened. We got to put ourselves under pressure to win all but one game in the last 6 or something, and we chucked everything into the Warriors game, almost pulled off probably one of the greatest club wins. But after that, it's just been tough for the last 3 weeks. I feel like we threw a lot into that, and a lot of the young boys will get a lot of experience out of the last 3 weeks.
I know who you say goodbye to in this squad, do you think, this off-season? Is there a number of players that won't be here from the team that was out there today?
Well, obviously, Jack DeBellin is one. He's moving on. There's not too many. I'm not quite sure about Clem. He's done a really good job for us, Clem. We'll just see, work through that in the off-season. Obviously, there's a few boys that will move on from our top 30. I know Murdoch Masilla hasn't played a lot this year, but he's done a great job for the club. And had a really good career. He's played 249 Super League and NRL games. I would have loved to give him his 250th, but it just didn't work out for us. But he's been fantastic for the club. Tommy Eisenhuth, he never played a game this year. He was our man of Dragons Player of the Year last year and had a HIA in the trial, so we've missed him. He's just real tidy around the ruck. I can't think of too many others off the top of my head, Lara, but there'll definitely be a few move on.
It's a bit left field. What's the plan with Lockie Ilias? I know he's still involved with
Yeah, he's on contract next year. They've got a game in 20 minutes, and hopefully he plays well. As I said, we made a decision earlier in the year, and he's had his moments as well, but he's here next year. Yep. Thank you.
Ivan, through to play the Warriors next week in Do or Die, but did you get everything you wanted first out of that game tonight?
Not everything, but we got enough, good and bad. So yeah, it's been a little bit challenging the last couple of weeks. Just once we had our position finalised, kind of knew we couldn't really move significantly. Resting players, that kind of stuff. He's an idiot. I thought a lot of it today was good. There's a few things that we can definitely learn from, which we will. But just ready to start the new comp. Yeah, grateful to be there.
How did it change your mindset, knowing, like you said, resting players, all of that? How did you shift as a club and as a coaching staff?
We didn't really shift that much. Just the fact that we rested players, that shifts it. It didn't shift our mindset, but that just changes things. So, and just the way the games have dropped this week. Today was, we wanted to get the boys back out and, play a good game to prepare us for, what's, next week. And I felt like that happened. Like I said, there's some good stuff that we can definitely build on, and there's some other stuff that, we have to improve.
Nathan, what gives you confidence heading into this campaign in the next month? What do you like about Penrith and what you're doing right now?
I think experience goes a long way. But, I think also the reason we're in this position is just the narrow focus of week to week. It sort of sounds cliche, but that sort of turned our season around. I think a lot of time earlier in the year when we were last after round 12, we were just constantly sort of looking at the ladder and thinking, how are we going to get into the top 8 from here? But we sort of shifted that to just improving our footy week by week by week. And, now heading to the finals, it's obviously a tough task, but it's got to be week by week. And, Warriors over there is a tough proposition, but challenge we're looking forward to. And I think that experience in big games definitely helps, but it's probably a big emphasis on us as a leadership group to help those young guys that haven't been in that position before. And, it is a different ball game. We've got to get the best out of them and give them confidence to play their game.
Well, then you haven't had to, in the last 4 or 5 years, you haven't had to play sudden death footy from the get-go in finals. How much different is that in terms of just preparing and mindset?
I don't think it's actually different at all, because you want to win every game. I mean, I'm telling you, the teams that are in the top 4, they will be desperate to win next week. So it doesn't really change in that sense. And you don't look too far ahead. You just honestly you've got to get the process right and on a day-to-day basis. So that's what we'll be doing, and that's what we've always done.
And as I think Nathan was alluding to, the fact that you were coming last in round 12 and you've had to look week by week, has that helped you to maybe prepare for that anyway, for that,
Yeah,
have
well,
that mindset?
definitely as the young guys, because as Nat said, like they haven't, there's a few there who haven't done this before, so yeah, we only have to reflect back on this year to, for them to understand the value and the importance of that. So other than that, it's just business as usual. Like, happy to be here, but just know how big an occasion this is, and yeah, just really happy and excited about being there.
What's the feeling like about the Warriors for you? That occasion over there that it will be against Rugby, all those storylines.
Yeah, I got to be honest. It's I love going there. I feel like it's my second home, so I always enjoy going back there. But also know what's awaiting us too. So like this is what you play. This is what you get ready the whole year for. It's 6 months to be able to get in this position. So I just want to make sure we prepare as best we can to be able to deliver our best performance.
Any preference on when you play next week? There's a bit of chat about moving the game not to clash with the All Blacks.
No.
Couldn't care. Day, afternoon, night, doesn't matter.
It's not my decision, so we'll do with what we got.
Do you feel that you go over there with a bit of pressure off you guys, given where the season was, I guess, a few months ago?
We've only really looked at pressure from an internal perspective, and we just want to be able to, live up to our own standards and make sure we play, the way we're capable of. That's all we're really worried about. If we can do that, and what will be, will be.
Can you give us a word on Nathan's performance today? Some really classy moments there.
Yeah, very good game, I thought. A lot of, like I said, there's a lot of good things that we can take from today that we can build on. And obviously he's a halfback, and he has a big say in a lot of the stuff we do, and the good stuff today was, a lot of it was around him.
Nathan, were you burning a bit from the last couple of losses? I know such tight losses, you were the losses as hard as anyone, but what's that done for your sort of mindset? Has it been an extra motivator to turn things around the next month?
A little bit, I guess, but yeah, you want to go out there and win every game, particularly against those top teams. And yeah, I think probably those games that we're in a position to win it and didn't, and that's my job as a halfback to steer us to victory a lot of the time. So it was disappointing, but you sort of move on pretty quickly as well and assess where you went wrong, and then move forward. So I'm really excited for what's in front of us with the finals, and it'll be good.
Nathan, what about playing Fisher Harris next week? You've played so much finals alongside him. How tough is that challenge going to be?
Oh, he's an absolute beast, and everyone knows that. And I think I've only versed him once at the World Cup when he was playing for New Zealand. I was playing for Australia, and he was one of the best players on the field that night. So I've played a lot of footy with him, and now to verse him in a finals game over there, it's another exciting sort of story, I guess, to add to what we're going to do. And he's definitely one of the best, so going to have to be looking out for him.
And do you feel as confident as previous years right now heading into finals?
Yeah, I don't see why not. I think, again, it's sort of exciting. Like, it's obviously different. It's a different sort of journey for us. But, I'm just really focused on the Warriors next week, being able to go over there and play. And, I think they have some of the best fans in the game. It'll be a great atmosphere and a great challenge. So, I find that really exciting.
Ivan, Dylan Edwards plays at such a consistently high level every week, so when he makes a mistake, I don't know why it feels like we notice it more, maybe. Where do you think his confidence levels are at heading into his final series?
Yeah, I think Dill's all right. I think, he's like, what? One thing about Dill, the bigger the game, the better he goes. He's been in before. I've got total faith in all our boys.
Brian Totter will have a bit of FOMO today because he had to lead the team song.
Yeah, it's exactly how I wanted him to be today. Yeah. It's be good to have him and Marto back next week. So, yeah.